Hey, fancy seeing you here. Now, before you start typing those comments, I know, I've basically been ghosting you guys for a hot minute, and I know I said I was going to do a sketchbook tour, which I will. I'm working on it. It's just that, I don't know, I wanted to talk about this first. Oh, before I forget, thank you so much for 2K. Like, oh my goodness, this is literally incredible. I personally never thought that I'd make it this far, but I'm like so overjoyed that you guys actually like what I make and like the content that I put out there. It's so awesome. You guys are awesome. So, onto the topic now, because that was like a little side tangent, my bad. Now, you might have looked at the title and been like, Max, what do you mean that TikTok banned an artist? Like, what are you talking about? How does this affect one or the other? Just let me cook. Okay, let me cook. Also, I feel the need to clarify that this is all my opinion, and I personally have never had TikTok, but I'm aware enough to know that the big impact that TikTok had on the distribution of art, like, art TikTok is a thing for a reason. If that like, you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Also, I would like to clarify that I'm not the best video essayist, so don't judge me. And if I miss anything, please let me know, because I want to make sure my opinions are, like, concise and make sense. Also, before I see anybody commenting about, like, oh my goodness, TikTok is unbanned. What are you talking about, Max? It's literally unbanned. It's unbanned for users that already had it installed on their phone, but it's not in the App Store. Like, that's something that's been confirmed, because Google Play and the Apple App Store aren't legally allowed to put it out there. Along with freaking CapCut. Oh my goodness, dude, I'm losing my mind. That's literally my main editor, and so I've had to switch over and start getting new to a new platform, and I'm like tweaking. But my issues with CapCut being shut down isn't the main point of this video, like, at all. I'm just really passionate about that, because how am I supposed to make the content that I want to make in a platform that I'm not used to? I'm gonna tweak! But side tangents aside, back to the distribution of art on TikTok, okay? And for the cesspool that Art Talk is, like, for example, like all the art lore stuff, which, if you don't know what that is, Brie Draws is a really good YouTuber to watch on all that kind of stuff. I really like her videos and how she discusses those topics, so I would definitely recommend her. If enough people like this video, I might make one of my own, just because, I don't know, I wanna. But regardless of the overly judgmental community, it was still something that was very, like, it was so much easier to actively put yourself out there than other platforms are. Like, for example, let's say YouTube, because I know how hard it is to actively blow up on this algorithm, because it's just, you have to work a lot harder, and when you aren't pushing your stuff out as much as you usually do, it tends to shrink your engagement, if that makes sense. As for TikTok, it's just so much easier to actively, like, get noticed and get seen, because everything is so fast-paced. Like, why do you think people like Ashley Trevino are so popular on TikTok? Like, she wouldn't be popular if it wasn't kind of easy to go popular, but then again, a lot of people like drama, and so it kind of makes sense. But also, a lot of people like art, obviously, and that's why there's, like, whole sectors and communities based around art. I would know. I'm literally a part of the art community here on YouTube. And sure, I think it was interesting that TikTok was banned for such a short amount of time, literally like 14 hours, but also part of me was like, thank goodness these people aren't getting, like, these terrible people like Ash Trevino aren't gonna get platformed anymore. And then it immediately came back, so I was like, okay, never mind. But I also had to pause and be like, there are a lot of people that actively make their living and their sole income is TikTok. Like, for example, there's obviously this thing called the starving artist trope, and so a bunch of people have always pushed the idea that, like, you can never make money by being an artist, it's just not a thing that you can do. And TikTok it really changed that narrative, especially online, and a lot more people wanted to pursue their art, and I think that is beautiful, and I think that is so amazing, and I love seeing, like, beginner artists on my feed. I always like them, and I always subscribe to them, because I'm just like, this is amazing. And yet, all of these people were, like, hit with this reality that the platforms that they have online are so fleeting that, like, any moment all of this could go downhill. Like, all of your favorite YouTubers, TikTokers, and, I don't know, Instagram influencers, I don't know, could lose their platforms in an instant. It was as if it was trying to force down creative thinking and creativity in general, because creativity is all about almost like going against the masses and challenging and bringing new ideas to the table, which was kind of what TikTok was doing and why it was there. But now that it's like, it has this weird air around it now, it's almost as if people can't express themselves properly. Do you get what I mean? or at least it makes people more wary of putting themselves online or what they create online. Regardless, I'm not trying to make the point of like, the TikTok ban was literally, the worst thing that ever happened, and it literally was like the death of art. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that it was kind of like a shock because so many artists and just content creators in general were given like that splash of cold water in their face of like, wow, all of this stuff that I'm really passionate about and all of these people that also understand my passion possibly won't ever see it again. Which you have to think is like a really scary thought to have. Think it's a really scary thought to have? What? Like, all of the things that everybody worked so hard for to finally get their stuff out there and build a community of people who actively enjoy what they create, only to have that like momentarily ripped away from them. Anywho, I think I've been talking for long enough, and I don't know if this video is even like, if it even really makes sense to you guys. I really hope it does. I just hope you guys are getting the concepts of what I'm trying to say of like, ooh, we almost lost a big portion of the art community and very influential artists that are really inspiring these young people who want to pursue their art, you know what I mean? Like, it was a little spooky, guys. That's like the main point of this video. And I know it was kind of rambly, so my bad, but I am a yapper. Also, if you really liked this format, please tell me, because this is like a newer format that I'm trying out, and if you don't know what my old format looks like, then go watch my other videos, because I think they're pretty cool and pretty neat. And I usually don't make like this kind of content. As of lately, I've been making a lot of like horror game based content, so if you like Mouthwashing and Doki Doki Literature Club, I have videos about that. Go look at that. But regardless, I hope you found this at least a little bit interesting to listen to. And by the way, if you like this kind of content, you should subscribe, because I think I'm pretty cool sometimes. I also have a community tab. Like, on my community tab, I have a post up where you can recommend me content that you want to see me cover. So go do that, please. I'm running out of ideas. I'm begging you. But that's about it. Have a good day, night, wherever you are. Bye!